welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this tutorial I'm going to teach you guys on how to make that skirt that you see in the beginning of this video. So in this tutorial I'm going to teach you on how you can make it as a skirt and how you can also make it as a skirt. It's very easy and super easy, especially for beginners. It's very easy. It's a step-by-step tutorial. Like I said, I have a matching top for it. I've already made the video for the top. You can go and watch it. So this is for the skirt. What we'll be needing is our pair of scissors, then our measuring tape, then hook. We are going to make use of two different hook. We are going to make use of our 3 millimeter hook, then 3.5 millimeter hook. I'm going to show you when I switch it. These are for the main top and this will be for the chevron stitch, for the plate. And then these are the yarns we are going to use. All the yarn are from same brand, which is yeye yarn, yeye yarn. So it's lightweight yarn. So in this, for the skirt, for the top skirt, you are going to make use of double strands for it because it's lightweight. It's 3-ply. It's also same brand from this yarn are same brand with it. So these are also yeye yarn. These are going for the play. So the color are off-white, and this is lemon green, and this is army green, and this is white, and this sky blue, and this cream color, and this green are going to use for the project. So let's start. To start with the skirt, we are going to make use of this yarn, and we are going to make use of the hook, which is 3.5 millimeter hook. And for the measurement you need is your waist measurement and your length measurement. That is the measurement you need. But for us to start, we are going to double the strands. Then inside it you take out 1/6 strand from it. So we are going to start with it this way. And this stitch we are working for is a multiple of 3. Is a multiple of 3. If you want to take your chain, you are going to make a chain which is a multiple of 3. That means it will be more than your length. You know that my measurement, my waist measurement is 35. So I'm going to make a multiple of 3 chain which will be more than my measurement. You understand? So I'm going to start making a chain. So for you to make a chain, this is what you are going to do. When you have already doubled your yarn or any yarn you are using, then grab your yarn and make it this way. Yarn over. This I did it, yarn over. So once you have already yarn over, then you make a knot. So once I've already made a knot, you'll be going to chain. If you're chaining, you count 2, 3, 4, 5. So you continue making your chain till you get to 180 chains. That is a multiple of 3. So you get to 180 chains, then I will meet you right there. So you continue making your chain to get to 180 chains, then I will meet you. So here is my 180 chains. So when you take the measurement, it will give you, let's take the measurement and see. So it will give you, it gives 138 inches. So you give it 38 inches, okay? 38 inches. So once you have already got your 180 chain, or your chain which you needed for your waist measurement. So this my chain is 180, this give me 38 inches. So you're going to grab the next end. This is the next end here, the first stitch we made. So this is how long it is. So now you are going to join it this way, the first stitch at the other end, and this you are going to join it this way. After you do the first stitch, you grab your yarn, then you make your slip stitch, you slip stitch it. So this is how it looks, and make sure that you have a straight chain. So now for the next step, you are going to chain 2. So in this stitch, we have first step, second step to make it a row 1. step 1, step 2 to make it a row 1. So now I'm going to continue with the first step. So for the first step, once you have already chained 1, then you move into the first stitch there. Then into the first stitch there, you make your single crochet. Insert your hook into the first chain there. Insert your hook there. Then you pull out a loop. Once I've already pulled out a loop, you slip stitch. So you make your single crochet. That is your single crochet, okay? Then you chain 2, 1, 2. Once I've already chained 2, you skip this chain, 1, 2, 1, 2 chain. Then into the third chain here, you work your single crochet into the third chain. Single crochet. Pull out the loop. Sorry. 2. You skip 2, 1, 2. Then into the third, and into the third chain, you make your single crochet. Pull out the loop. Having 2 loops, you pull through 2. That is a single crochet. Chain 2, 1, 2. Then you skip 2, 1, 2. Into the third, you make your single crochet. You single crochet. You chain 2, 1, 2. Then you skip 2, 1, 2. Then into the third chain, you work with your single crochet. Having 2 loops, you put through. So that's how you continue to get to the end of the row. You chain 2, 1, 2. You skip 2 chain, 1, 2. Then into the third chain, you make your single crochet. Having 2 loops, you put through. Put through. So that's how you continue to get up to the end.
So the last stitch, you skip 2 stitches, then you slip stitch into the first stitch you already made. So you have 2 stitches left, so you skip it, then into the first stitch here, you make your slip stitch. You slip stitch. Then you chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So this is your first step. You are done with your first step. So make sure everything is straight. You can see how mine is. It's very straight. So this is your first step. Then for you to start with the second step, you have already chained 3. Once you have already chained 3, then yarn over. So into the first chain space here, this is the first chain space here. Then working with your 2 double crochet. This counts as 1 double crochet. This your chain counts as a double crochet. Then into the chain space, you make 2 double crochet. You insert your hook into it, pull out a loop. You're having 3 loops. You have 3 loops. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then you chain. You pull through 2. Then you pull through 2. You yarn over into that chain space again. You make your 1 double crochet. So that's it. Then yarn over into your single crochet. You make your front post double crochet. You pass it through this way. Then you pull out a loop. So you have 3 loops. Then you pull through 2. You pull through 2. This is your second step. You yarn over into the next chain again. You're working with your 2 double crochet. Your first double crochet, your second double crochet, you yarn over into the chain, then you pull through 2, you pull through 2. That is your 2 double crochet into the chain space, yarn over. Then in your single crochet, you're working with front post double crochet. Working with your front post double crochet. Pull through 2, then pull through 2. You yarn over into the next chain again. You repeat it. You make your 2 double crochet into your chain space. This is your 1 double crochet. Yarn over into that same space again. You make your 2 double crochet. Then yarn over into your single crochet. You make your front post double crochet. So this is your second step. Your first step, which is the which is this, and your second step, it will make it your first row. Okay, your first row. So you continue that way. In every of your chain space, you're working with your 2 double crochet. In every of your chain space, 2 double crochet, then into your single crochet, you're working with your into your single crochet, you're working with your front post double crochet. So you continue. So for the second row, for the first row, which is the second step, so this is my last stitch, which is my single crochet. Then I'm going to make a front post there, front post double crochet. So once I've already done that, you slip stitch into the first stitch here. Look at the first stitch. So you slip stitch here, then you slip stitch. So this is how it looks. So my first row, at the end of everything, at the end of the row, I have a total stitch of 60 stitches. When you count it, each box 1 2 3 4 5 6. So each box is 60. That is 60 stitches which I have. So when you take the measurement, it will give you 17 inches, which is better for my length, which is 35 divided by 2. It will give you 17 inches and half. So this is perfect for it. So now I'm going to continue the next step. So I'm going to teach you the next step, which will be the second row, which will be the first and second step, which will give us the second row. So from there, you start making till you get your desired length. So for you to start with the second row, so with the first step, you are going to chain 1. Once I've already chained 1, then into the same stitch, you make your single crochet. So once I've already single crochet, you chain 2, 1 2. So once I've already chained 2, you skip the first stitch, these 2 stitch, 1 2. Then into the second stitch, which is your third stitch, which is your front post double crochet, you work in with your single crochet. There. Then you chain 2, 1 2. You skip 2 stitches, 1 2. Into the third stitch, which is your front post double crochet, you work in there with your single crochet. That's how you continue. You chain 2. The next, you skip the 2 stitches. The third stitch, which is your front post, you make your single crochet. So that's how you continue to get to the end of the row. And make sure at the end you have each chain space 60 stitches of stitch space there. Okay, this 1 2 3 4. Round it, you have 60. Chain 2 again. You skip 2. Into the third stitch, you make your single crochet. So for the last stitch, I'm going to skip 2 stitches. Then into the third stitch here, I'll make my single crochet. Then I'll slip stitch into the first stitch here, which is your single crochet. You slip stitch into it. So you slip stitch. Here ends your first step. Then the second step, which will give you your row 2, you are going to chain 3. 1 2 3. So once I've already chained 3, you yarn over into the chain space here. You work in there with your 2 double crochet. Insert and pull out a loop, 1 double crochet into the same stitch again. You repeat it. This is your 2 double crochet. You yarn over, then into your single crochet, you make your front post double crochet. Front post double crochet. You yarn over into the next chain space there. You work in there with your 2 double crochet, 1, then your 2 double crochet. You yarn over into your single crochet. You make your front post double crochet. So this is your second step. Your first step, which is your chain 2 single crochet, chain 2, skip single crochet. So here is your second step. You are going to continue that way till you get to the end of the row. and make sure at the end of each row you have a total stitch of 64 stitches, which is the box there. Like you count it 1 2 3, you have 60 stitches. At the end you have 60 box at the end. Now we are going to continue working it this way. Your first and your second step may give you a row. Okay, so you continue to get to row 17. So you continue that way to get to row 17. This is your row 1 and this is your row 2. So you continue that way to get to row 17. So you continue this step to get your desired length, and I'll meet you right there. So after making the skirt, so this is what I do. You can see this mark here. I mark it with my chalk. So what you have to do is that you fold the skirt into, you fold it this way. What you need is the center part. So when you open it, you trace this the center, right? Then I mark it with chalk. So I mark it with chalk. Then I now trace this line this way. I trace it this way. Then I trace the other part this way. So this side will be at your hip, at the hip. That is where it will be. So this will be at the hip, your upper hip side. So then the trace will now come here. So you repeat same thing at the back. So I did it at the front. Then if you want to do at the back, you turn it again this way. So what you need is the center. You fold it this way, or you can trace it with this previous one that is here. If you look at it, this is where the chalk is. Then you trace it this way. First of all, you mark the center. This is the center. Let me see. Okay, here is the center. You mark it. You mark it. Then you continue from here. This is where it's coming from. Then you mark it this way, downwards. Then you take the other side. Look at it here. Then you mark it. You trace it this way. Then be tracing it downward. So you can see that's how you trace this also downward. So you work your chevron stitch here this way to fall this way. So make sure that it's same thing. When you count the line here, 1 2 3 4, it fall at the fourth, right? So let's check this. 1 2 3 4. So make sure that it's here. I make a mistake, but this way it will fall the fourth line. So it will be at this part. So there is how it is at the front. 1 2 3 4. For this way it falls the two sides. So at the center, then this also should be 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. This is the fourth. So 4 at the center. So now let's start working. I'm saying in the previous video, I noticed that it's so shiny that you cannot see it clearly, but I hope you can understand this why seeing it in this video now. So this is what I did after marking it with my chalk. You can see the sign here. So I trace it this way. Then I noticed that if I keep working, the chalk will clean, so I won't be able to see it clearly. So and I decided to take my stitch marker to mark it. So if you have your stitch marker, you can continue. Because I don't have more stitch marker, so I used to make use of my yarn to demarcate it. You can see what I did here. You see, that's also what I did here. After marking it with my stitch marker, then I began to walk through it. So that is how you continue working it till you get to the other side of it. I've already start working. Yes, I'm going to continue with it. I'm going to continue with it. So I'm going to tell you guys how I did it. So So for the start, let's assume that the start, you are going to insert your chain, your yarn into this chain, into any stitch there. Then you make a front double crochet, front post double crochet. Okay, after making your front post double crochet, then you yarn over, then into the place where your stitch marker is, like let's assume that my stitch marker is here. Okay, then I'll remove my stitch marker, then I'll make my 2 double crochet, 1 2, then I will chain 2, 1 2, then you turn your work, then into that same space you repeat it, you make 2 double crochet. So it's not difficult. You take your yarn, you insert it here, you make a chain, you chain 3. After chaining 3, you remove your stitch marker, then into where your stitch marker is, after removing, you make 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. That is what I did at the beginning. So now you are going to yarn over again, into the next stitch there, you make your front post double crochet. So after making your front post double crochet, yarn over, you remove your stitch marker. So you have to remove your stitch marker, then into that place where you move your stitch marker, you make your 2 double crochet, chain 2, then 2 double crochet. So that's what you do. You yarn over, I think here, because we are getting here, so you skip, then into this, you just look for the nearest stitch there, you make your front post double crochet, then you remove your stitch marker, which is here, you move it, then you work your double crochet into that space there, you make your double crochet, 2 double crochet, chain 2, then 2 double crochet, 1 2 in that same space. So you can see that's how you will continue making it. Then you yarn over, then into this stitch that is next to the stitch marker, you make your front post double crochet, then yarn over, you remove your stitch marker again, you make your 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. So that is how you continue till you get here. Then I will meet you. So you can see it made this part. So for you to continue, you are going to yarn over, then into this you are going to make your front loop double crochet. So when you have already made it, then you move your stitch marker, yarn over, then into where you move your stitch marker, you make your 2 double crochet, 1 2, you chain 2, 1 2, yarn over, into it you make your double crochet, 2 double crochet, 1 2, this is your 2 double crochet. So now for us to continue, you are going to yarn over, then between the stitch there, you make your front post double crochet, then you remove your stitch marker now, then into where you move your stitch marker, you repeat it, you continue, you make your 2 double crochet, 1, so 1, then 2, you chain to 1 2, you repeat it again, 1 double crochet, 1 2, that is 2 double crochet, chain 2 2 double crochet, then yarn over, this is the next stitch here. Okay, you make your front loop double crochet. So this is where your stitch is, your stitch marker is, right? So you remove it, then you pick it this way, in between you make your 2 double crochet, chain 2 2 double crochet. So you continue, yarn over, so this is the next stitch here, then you make your front loop double crochet. So that is how you will continue working it till you get to the end. So my last stitch, I'm going to remove the stitch marker. Then into this stitch here, when I remove my stitch marker, I'm going to make my 2 double crochet, chain 2, then 2 double crochet. So I've already did my first post here. I'm going to slip stitch into the first stitch, which is the first front post double crochet. So I'm going to chain, then I'll chain 1 2 3. I'll chain 3. So once you have already chained 3, this stand as your front post double crochet. You say okay, so you're going to turn. You're going to skip these 2 stitches there. So into the chain space, the 2 chain space, so you're going to make your 2 double crochet. You're going to repeat the same what you did here. You're going to repeat it. You chain 2, then make 2 double crochet. 1 2 2 double crochet, chain to 2 double crochet, yarn over. Where you find your front post, you make your front post double crochet there. Then into this stitch, you skip these 2. Into the chain space there, you repeat it, you make your 2 double crochet. These 2, you chain to 1 2, then make your 2 double crochet. 1 2. So where you get your front post, you skip, you make your front post wherever you get your front post. So you continue this pattern till you get to the end of the row. You skip these 2. Into that chain space, you make your 2 double crochet, chain 2 2 double crochet, your front post, you make your front post double crochet. So you can see, so you continue to get to the end of the row. So at the end of my second row, so I'm going to slip stitch into the chain that we did, the chain 3. So I will slip stitch down, chain 1. So either you cut off your yarn and start with other color, or you continue with this same. So in my row 3, I'm going to cut off this yarn and start with other colors. So for me to do that, I'll pick my other color, army color. So you're going to grab your yarn. I'm using single strand, so you're going to, before you chain, just insert your hook into the chain, then you grab you make a knot, then you pull it out from the loop, then you pull it out from here like you slip stitch, then you drag this, then drag this other one so that it will be tight enough. Then you chain 3. 1 2 3. You have already chained 3. Then you cut off this other one which you are not using anymore. You cut it off, you take it aside, then you continue your work. So in this row 3, you are going to increase. You skip the first stitch. In the second stitch, you make your 1 double crochet, then yarn over. Into this chain 2 space, you make your 2 double crochet. As always, 2 double crochet, you chain 2, then 2 double crochet in that same space. So once you have already chained 2, you yarn over. Then the next stitch here, you make your 1 double crochet. On your 1 double crochet stitch, you make your 1 double crochet there. So make your 1 double crochet, then you skip this, you skip the next stitch, this next 1 double crochet, then into the front post double crochet, you make your front post double crochet, you yarn over, then you skip the first. In the second stitch, you make your 1 double crochet, then into the chain 2 space, you make your chain 2, you make your 2 double crochet, chain 2, then 2 double crochet, chain 2 2 double crochet, then yarn over. In the next stitch there, you make your 1 double crochet, you yarn over, you skip this stitch here, then into the front post double crochet, you make your front post double crochet. So you continue this row till you get to the end. So this is how it looks, the back also. So you continue making one double crochet, two double crochet in the same space till you get to the end. So I'm done with the second row, which I increase one stitch. So now I'm going to start with my third row. So in this third row, we are not going to increase. We are just going to continue with the same. You repeat the same what you did in row 3, 1 2 3, row 3. So you repeat it. So for that, I'm going to change to this color. You can continue with the same color, but for me, I want to use another color for that. So I'm going to change it. So for you to do that, you are going to, once I've already done your row, at the end of this stitch, then you slip stitch into the second row. So you don't need to pull out this yarn, you just make use of the other color of yarn you want to use. So you make a knot, then you pull it out, then you slip stitch into that stitch, then you drag it, you pull it so tight you can see, then you chain 3, 1 1 2 3. So once I've already chained 3, you cut off the other yarn which you are not using, cut it out, then you start working with your yarn that you are working with now. So for you to continue with this fourth row, you are going to repeat the same pattern what you did there, and into this you continue, you repeat that same pattern, you repeat it, then you continue working your 2 double crochet into that chain space, then you chain 2, you repeat it again, 2 double crochet into this chain space. So that's it. Then yarn over, you make your 1 double crochet in the next stitch there, exactly what you did in the beginning, then yarn over, you skip this 2 stitch, then into the next you make your yarn over, you skip these 2 stitches. So in the third stitch you make your 1 double crochet. So into this you make your 2 double crochet, chain 2, then into that stitch again, you repeat it, you make your 2 double crochet, then the next stitch you make your 1 double crochet. So you make an increase here, so you repeat that same, no increase, then in the next row 1 2 3 4, in the 5th row you make an increase of 2. So let's continue. You skip these 2 stitch, 1 2, in your front post double crochet you make your front post double crochet. So you continue that way till you get to the starting point. So no increases, just what you did in your row 4, row 3 you repeat it in your row 4. So that is how you continue. So here is how my row 4 is, so you can see. Then you continue your row 5. So for the row 5 you are going to increase 2, you chain 3, 1 2 3. So remember here in our row, the first row we did 2 double crochet, chain to 2 double crochet, we repeat it in our row 2, right? Then the row 3 we increase 1, so we increase 1 in row 3. Then in row 4 we repeat, that's what we did in row 3, we repeat it in row 4. So that is how it's supposed to look. Then now in row 5 we are going to increase 2. So once you have already chain 3, you skip the first stitch, then into the second stitch you make your 1 double crochet, which is increase of 1 and increase of 2. So we increase 2 double crochet in each stitch. Then into this chain space you make your 2 double crochet, 1 2, you chain 2, you yarn over, into that same stitch again, you repeat it, you make your 2 double crochet. So that is how it is. Then yarn over, you make your 1 double crochet increase, another 1 double crochet increase, which is your row, which is your increase of 2. So that is how it is. So in your next row, which will be your row 6, you are going to repeat this same row, this same I'm going to repeat same row. What you did in row 5, you are going to repeat it in your row 6. Then in your row 7, you are going to increase 3. You understand? So in each row, you repeat it twice, because that is what we did here. In our row 3, we increase 1, right? So in our row 4, we repeat it. So in the row 5, you are going to increase 2, which is what we did here. Then in the next row, which will be the row 6, we are going to repeat our row 5. Then the row 7, you will increase 3. Then the row 8, you will repeat your row 7. You repeat it in your row 8. So that is how it is. So for you to continue in your row 5, you yarn over. Once you have already increased, you have made 2 double crochet increase in each stitch, then 2 double crochet in a stitch, chain 2 double crochet, then increase of your 2 double crochet. Then you yarn over. You skip this. In your front post double crochet, you make your front post double crochet. You yarn over. You skip this first stitch here, then into the next stitch you make your 1 double crochet increase of 1, another 1 double crochet, which is 2, increase of 2. Then in your chain space here, you repeat, you make your 2 double crochet, chain 2, 1 2, yarn over. Into that chain space, you make your 2 double crochet, then you make your increase of 2 double crochet, 1 increase, 2 increase of 1 double crochet, then yarn over. You skip this last stitch here. Into your front post double crochet, you make your front post double crochet. So that is how you continue making it. Then your row 6, you repeat what you did in your row 5. Row 7, you increase 3. Then your row 8, you repeat your row 7, you repeat it in your row 8. Then I'll meet you in your row 8. I've gotten to my row 8. If you should count from the beginning, which is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, row 8. So which is the repeating of row 7. We increase 3 stitches in row 7. So now I'm going to start row 9. So for you to start with your row 9, I'm going to switch to another yarn. So with my color green, with this color, so color green, the same color, I'm going to switch to it, then pull out, okay. Then into the first stitch, you insert your hook, then you grab your yarn, you make a knot, you pull it out, then you slip stitch, then you pull the yarn so tight, then you chain 3, you chain 3, 1 2 3. So you can now cut off this yarn, leaving some. So you work on this ends, okay. So now you continue. So in this row now we are going to increase 4. Remember in row 8 we increase, sorry, in row 7 we increase 3. So now in row 4 we are going to increase row 9 we are going to increase 4, okay. So for you to do that, once you have already chained 3, yarn over, then you chain 4, you make 4 double crochet in 4 stitches, 1 2 3 4. Then you start from, you skip the first stitch into the second, you make your 1 double crochet, which is 1 increase, 2 double crochet in the next stitch, which is 2 increase, next stitch, 3 double crochet, then the next stitch here, the next stitch, which is 4 double crochet. So you see 1 2 3 4. Then into the chain space you make your 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, 2 double crochet, chain 2. Then in that same stitch you repeat it, you make your 2 double crochet. So here it is. Then you make your 4 increase again in the other side. 1 2 in the next stitch, 3 in the next stitch, then 4 increases. So in your row 9 you make 4 increase, then your row 10 you repeat your row 9. So that is how it goes. Then yarn over, you skip this 2 stitch there, then into your front double crochet you make your front double crochet, you make your front double crochet, then yarn over, then you skip the first stitch here, into the second stitch you make your increase of 4 double crochet, 1 in the next 2, into the next stitch 3, and into the next stitch 4. Skip 1, then you make 4 double crochet, then into your chain space you make your 2 double crochet, these 2, you chain 2, you repeat 2 double crochet in that same space again, 1 2, then yarn over, you make your 4 increases of double crochet, 1 2, 1 in the next stitch 2, and into the next stitch 3, then into the next stitch 4. Then make your front post, you skip the next stitch, the 2 stitch, then make your front post double crochet. So that is how it looks. So you continue this way. In your row 10 you are going to repeat your row 9. So your row 11 you make an increase of 5, then in your row 12 you repeat your row 7 11. So that is how you continue making it, switching it with your colors, with colors you want, so you can keep working till you get to your desired length. You repeat a stitch in 2 rows. These are row 9, we increase 4, right? Then our row 10 we are going to repeat our row 9. Our row 11 we are going to increase 5 because we increase 4 here. So in our row 11 we are going to increase 5. Then our row 12 we are going to repeat our row 11. So that is how you continue making it to get your desired length. So when I'm done with mine, I'll let you know how many rows I did for mine. So here is my 13 rows. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. So here's my 13 rows. I stopped increasing in my row 11. If you should count it, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So I stopped increasing in my row 11. When after increasing in row 11, I didn't increase in my row sorry, in my row 13. I should have increased in my row 13, but I noticed that the flay that I needed for it is enough. I don't want much flay on it, so I didn't increase in my row 13. I should have increased in my row 13 if I want it more flay. So I noticed that the flay that I need is enough, so I couldn't increase in my row 13. So if you want more flay, you will continue increasing. Like in your row 13 now, since you increase in your row 11, you increase 5 stitches, which is 1 2 3 4 5. You increase 5 double crochet. So in your row 13 you should have increased 6 double crochet. Okay, but because I don't want to increase more in my row 13, so I keep on working that same stitches which I've got in my row 11. In a stitch, chain to 2 double crochet, then 5 double crochet. So I keep on working that stitch till I will get to my desired length. But if you want more flay, since you have gotten to your row 13 and you increase double crochet, you continue in your row 14, you repeat what you did in your row 13, then your row 15 you make an increase, then in your row 16 you did the same, you repeat that same row in your row 7, in your row 15. But because I don't want increase anymore, I stop increasing in my row 11, so I'll keep on working that same stitch which I got to my row 11 till I get to my desired length. So you can increase or you can just stop working in the same pattern rows you get in your row 11 till you get to your desired length. If you want, you can increase, but remember, in every two, you repeat same stitch in 2 rows. Okay, so I'm done with the skirt. Look at how long it is. Usually a total row of 24 rows. This you count starting from the first chevron stitch, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 till down is 24 rows that I did. So you can see how I did the colors. Now for you to do the waistband, for you to put waistband in it, I'm going to get this kind of elastic band or any type you want. So this is the one that I want for my skirt, so I'm going to make use of this one. So you can take your measurement, your waist measurement. So once you have already taken your waistband measurement and you have already marked where you want it to start with, so you are going to join it this way, join it this way. Okay, then take your needle, which this is your needle, and your thread. Okay, then you sew it. It's either you tie a knot or you sew it. So I prefer tying it, sewing it, because when you tie it a knot, when you make a knot, it will like pump out. So I don't want it, so that is why I want to sew it. So it's either you tie a knot or you sew it so tightly. So once you have already sew it very well, then you cut it off. Cut it off. I take it. So this is how it is. Then you take your yarn and your hook. So this is my yarn and my hook. Then you take the waist of your skirt. So you grab the waist of your skirt. So this is the waist. Then you take your yarn, your waistband, and you put it this way into this stitch here. So into the stitch you insert your hook there, you put it this way, and see, then you take your yarn, you secure, you make a knot, then you pull it out, see, then you chain one. Once I've already chained one, then into that same space again you make your single crochet. The next stitch, which is this place, you make your single crochet. Then your chain space here, you work your single crochet, just a single crochet. Then you move to the next stitch here, you repeat, you make your single crochet. Then your chain space here, you make your one single crochet. Then your stitch here, you make single crochet. So that is how you continue making single crochet in every stitch till you get to the end of the row. So once you have already gotten to the end of it, you slip stitch into the first stitch here. slip stitch. Then you make your chain, then you chain one, then you cut off your yarn. Then you hide it. Make sure you hide your hide it. So here is it. So this is how the inner skirt is. So you see, you cut off all your excess yarn, cut it off. So you can see how it looks. For you to turn this skirt into a short, which should be called skirts. So this is how you are going to do it. You know, we already make it as a skirt. So now if you want to turn it to a short, this is how it will be. This is how I did it. This is where our ending, you can see how it is. You know, it gives us that V shape. So this is where the V is, and this is where the other V is. So you make sure that the both are in same center. Look at it. This is it here, and this is it here. So when you place it, you can see this is the V, and this is also the V here. So look at the sign here. So when you join both together, it has the center part, right? So you trace the center part, you trace the line, you trace it. So this is it here, right? When you trace the middle of it, this is it here. You insert your stitch marker there. Then this is the other side there. When you trace it again, this is it. So you insert your stitch marker there. You can see. So it gives you that. So it gives you that short. You can see how it is, how it looks now. So now you are going to grab your yarn. So you are going to make use of the hook back. We are going to use our 3.5 hook again. We are going to use the 3.5 hook. So you are going to grab your yarn, then into the first stitch here, you remove your stitch marker, then you insert your yarn there. This is it. So you insert your yarn into the stitch that is in between the V, okay? Then you grab your yarn, you pull out a knot, sorry, then you pull out a knot, then you chain 1, 2, that will give you up to 3 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. Let's see if it is up to 3 inches. So let's see if it is up to 3 inches. 12. So it's almost. Let's chain 1 to make it 13. So now I think, so let's see. So it's 3 inches. When you may take the measurement, it's 3 inches. You can see it's 3 inches. So if you can increase it to 4, that is if you have a pot, you can make 4, that will be up to 4 inches or 5 inches, depend, but let's leave it to 3 inches. So you can make 3.5 inches, it depends on how your crotch length is. So mine is 3 inches, so let's leave it that way. So once you have already done your 3 inches, you insert it into the next stitch here. You remove your stitch marker, you remove this stitch marker here, then put it, then you slip stitch. So once you have already slip stitch, you chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So you're going to work double crochet round it, double crochet. So in the next stitch here, you make your 1 double crochet, next 1 double crochet. So in every of the stitch you make 1 double crochet. So continue making 1 double crochet till you get here, then I'll meet you. So I've gotten to this crotch part, so you see, then the last stitch, I'm at the last stitch at this crotch part. I'm going to yarn, so this is where we start, you can see. So into where you make your first stitch, which is slip stitch, into this stitch here, so you make your 1 double crochet into it, just not for you not to get a hole. Okay, you make your 1 double crochet. So working with this crotch part, you yarn over, then into the stitch here, the first stitch here, make your 1 double crochet. That is 1, then the next 2, the next 3, the next 4. You have 13 single crochet, 13 double crochet. So at the end of everything you have 13 double crochet. So you continue. So here's my 12 stitches, then the last, which is the 13 stitches. So this is the 13th, so my 13 double crochet. So remember we chain 13, so we have to make 13 double crochet here. So that is how it is. Then you slip stitch into the first stitch here. Okay, the first stitch you slip stitch. So here is it. And make 2 more rows of double crochet round it. So this is the second row which you are going to make. You chain 3. Once I've already chained 3, you turn your work, then into the next stitch you make your 1 double crochet. So continue repeating your 1 double crochet till you get to the place, to this place. So you have to make 3 double crochet. This is the first double crochet if you have already did. Then we are already making the second row, then the third row. You stop at the third row. I'll meet you when I finish my row 3. So at the end of my row 2, I'll slip stitch at the beginning of it here. I'll slip stitch, then I'll chain 1, then I'll cut off the yarn, cut it off. So you can use your darning needle to hide it, or you can use your hook to just pass it around till you get to a short sleeve, then you cut it off. So this is how it is for the row 2. So you can continue to make it up to row 3, your choice, but mine is okay. You can continue more rows to how you want the short to be, but I want the short this way, so I did 2 rows. So for you to continue the next leg, so you are going to pass your yarn into this first stitch here. So here is the first stitch, then grab your yarn, pull out in half, chain 3, 1 2 3. So once I've already chained 3, yarn over, so into the next stitch here, make your 1 double crochet, making 2. So you count it, make sure it's 13, 2 into the next stitch, that is 3. So into the next stitch, that is 4. Continue to get to the end here, which should be 13 double crochet. Then I'll meet you. So I've gotten to my 13th stitch. So here is my 13th stitch. So I've gotten to the end. So for you to continue working your double crochet, for you to skip this, it will give you that hole when you make your 1 double crochet. You can see. So for you to close it up, this is how you are going to do it. You yarn over into that same stitch, into the same stitch here, you insert your hook. You have 3 loops, don't close it. Then into the next stitch, you can see the next stitch here, you insert your hook, you pull it out, you have 4. Then you pull through 3, you have 2, you have 2, you pull through 2. That is your 1 double crochet. So you continue to make 1 double crochet round till you get to your beginning. At the last stitch of your first row, yarn over, this is the last stitch, you make your 1 double crochet. Then you slip stitch into the stitch here. You see that when you slip stitch, you have this hole, so you have to go back, take it off, then yarn over into that stitch, you make your loop, don't close it up, then into this stitch here. So into this stitch here, you can see where you make your 1 double crochet, but you don't have to close it. Then into this stitch here, you pull out a loop, you pull through 3, then you pull through 2, then you slip stitch into the next stitch. You can see. So this is how it looks. So you are going to repeat the second row. I'm going to make the second row to make it complete, because we make 2 rows here, so you have to make this 1 row, so you have to make another round. So for you to do that, you are going to chain 3. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Once I've already chained 3, yarn over. So the next stitch here, skip this next stitch here, you make your 1 double crochet. So you continue to make 1 double crochet into every stitch till you get to the end. At the end of my row 2, I'll slip stitch into the 4th chain here. Slip stitch and you chain 1. So this is how it looks. So you cut off your yarn. So you have to take your darning needle. You must hide it so well. So this is how it is. This is how the short is. I'm going to cut off all the excess yarn. Cut off all the excess yarn. So